Have you noticed that you're not as strong as you used to be? Maybe carrying the groceries feels just a little bit harder. Getting off the floor takes way more effort. Or you're wondering why your workouts don't seem to be making the difference they once did. And maybe deep down, you're starting to wonder, is this just what happens after I turn 40? If you've had that thought, you are not alone. Trust me. I hear it from women all the time. The good news is, though, getting weaker isn't something you simply have to accept. Yes, your body is changing during perimenopause and menopause, but once you understand why those changes are happening, you can begin rebuilding the strength that allows you to keep doing the things you love. In this video, I'm going to explain the real reason women start feeling weaker after age 40 and, more importantly, what you can do about it. Now, if you've been feeling weaker lately, it's easy to assume it's simply because you're getting older. And that's what many women believe. But here's the problem with that thinking. If you believe weakness is just a normal part of aging, you'll also believe there's nothing you can do about it. And that is definitely not true. Here's what I want you to understand. Your body is changing after 40, especially during perimenopause and menopause. But those changes don't mean you're destined to become weaker every year. What they do mean is that your body has different needs than it did in your 20s and 30s. The strategies that may have worked years ago, like doing more cardio, eating less, or just trying to stay active, aren't enough anymore to maintain your strength. That's because your body is changing in ways that directly affect how you build muscle, recover from exercise, and maintain the strength that you need for everyday life. Once you understand these changes, you can stop blaming yourself and start following a plan that actually works at this point in midlife. Before I explain the 3 reasons women start getting weaker after 40, I want to make sure that you know about my free monthly midlife reset training. If you've realized that your body has changed and you're wondering what to do next, I'll walk you through exactly where to start. It's completely free, and I'll put the registration link in the description below. Go ahead and register now before you forget, because if you're anything like me, I'll think, I'll do that in a minute, and then 2 minutes later, I've completely forgotten. When you register, you'll get reminder emails, so you don't have to worry about remembering the date later. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body. If getting older isn't the whole story, what is the real reason women start getting weaker after they turn 40? It's really the combination of 3 changes happening at the same time. The first is hormonal change. As estrogen begins to decline during perimenopause and menopause, it affects much more than your reproductive health. It also influences your muscle, your recovery, and how your body responds to exercise. That means your body doesn't respond the same way it did 10 or 20 years ago. The second change is that we naturally begin losing muscle if we don't give our bodies a reason to keep it. Muscle isn't something your body holds on to automatically. It literally is a use it or lose it tissue. If you're not challenging your muscles with strength training, your body gradually lets some of that muscle go. And when you lose muscle, you lose strength. That's why everyday tasks can start to feel harder, even if your weight hasn't changed. The third change is that recovery and nutrition become just as important as exercise itself. Many women keep doing what they've always done: more cardio, eating less, trying harder, but after 40, your body needs something different. It needs enough protein to support your muscles. It needs time to recover. And it needs strength training that gradually challenges your body to become stronger. None of these changes mean you're broken. They simply mean the rules have changed. And once you understand the new rules, you can begin working with your body instead of constantly feeling like you're fighting against it. I can't tell you how many women come to me convinced they're doing something wrong. They're walking every day, eating salads, trying to be active, and they're frustrated because they feel weaker instead of stronger. The problem isn't that they're failing. It's that no one has showed them how their body has changed or how to adjust their approach. Here's the encouraging news, though. Just because your body is changing doesn't mean your best years of strength are behind you. In fact, I've seen women in their 40s, 50s, and even older become stronger than they've ever imagined possible. Not because they worked harder, but because they started working differently. Instead of trying to eat less and exercise more, they learned how to give their bodies what they actually needed during this time of life. They began strength training in a way that built confidence instead of causing injury. They started eating enough protein to support the muscles they were working so hard to build. They prioritized recovery instead of feeling guilty for taking a day off. And little by little, they noticed something remarkable. Carrying groceries became easier. Getting up off the floor didn't feel like such a struggle anymore. They had more energy, felt more capable, and started trusting their bodies again. That's why I want you to stop thinking about strength as simply lifting heavier weights. Strength is really about protecting your independence as you get older. It's about having the confidence to travel, play with your grandkids, serve your family, enjoy the hobbies you love, and continue living the life God has called you to live. And that is something worth investing in. So, where do you go from here? First, stop trying to fight your body. Start learning how to work with it. Focus on building strength instead of simply burning calories, and prioritize protein at every meal. Also, give yourself time to recover, and remember that consistency will always beat perfection. Those may sound like simple changes, but together they can completely change the direction you're headed over the next 10, 20, or even 30 years. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, I understand why this is happening, but I don't know exactly what I should be doing. That's exactly why I created my free monthly midlife reset training. In that training, I go much deeper into what's changing during this stage of life and show you how to build a plan that actually works with your body instead of against it. If you'd like to join me for the next one, you can register using the link in the description below. And in addition to the live training link, I've also linked my free Stronger Again in Perimenopause guide. It's a simple place to start if you're ready to begin building strength with confidence. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one activity that feels harder today than it did 5 or 10 years ago? Is it carrying groceries, getting up off the floor, lifting something overhead, keeping up with your kids or grandkids? Let me know in the comments. I read every one, and your answers actually help me create videos that answer the questions you're asking most. And if today's video helped you understand why women start getting weaker after 40, the next question is usually, what's actually happening to my muscles? That's exactly what I explain in this next video. I'll walk you through what sarcopenia is, why muscle loss speeds up during menopause, and most importantly, what you can do to protect your strength for the years ahead. Just click on the video that's on your screen, and I'll see you over there.